You're a good man, but it's not enough anymore. In 2025, this doesn't work. You don't cheat, you don't hit, you make money, you clean from time to time, and somewhere inside you're waiting for her to be thankful, for her to appreciate you, for her to say, "You're the best." But she stays silent. Your eyes are fading, your body shuts down, and you don't understand why. Because today you're just doing the minimum. This is not a plus, this is not even an advantage. It's like having Wi-Fi at home. You don't expect applause for that, right? It's just normal. In 2025, I'm normal no longer works. It's not enough if you want to be more than just a background figure, if you want to be the man who makes your eyes shine. That's why today we'll talk about why men are stuck in the normal guy mindset, why women are running away from such relationships, and what it really means to be a mature, desirable, present man in 2025. My name is Lana Bugela. I'm a hypnotherapist, subconscious mind expert, and a creator of the transformative method of 3 I's. Over the years, thousands of women have gone through my school. Women who didn't stop when things get tough. I made this video not because I'm against men. I'm for you. For relationships that are based on truth, depth, healing, and genuine love. No roles, no manipulation, no silent wars under one roof. If you're the woman who wants your partner to grow with you, send him this video. Share it with him in a message, tag him in the comments, because when we stay silent, nothing changes. But when we show the truth, there is a chance it will finally be heard. And if this message is important to you, hit that like button so YouTube shows it to more men. Let them see it, let them hear it, let them not walk by. Imagine this, 80% of my private clients are women. 95% of participants in my programs are women. Not because I'm a woman and not because they're broken, but because they're tired of carrying it all. Themselves, the kids, you. She used to be the one who waited, who carried the weight, who stayed silent but still hoped. And then she stopped waiting. She moved forward. She started therapy, deep practices. She began to rebuild herself from the inside out. And you? You stayed exactly where you were. This isn't about guilt. It's about speed. Imagine two people in a relationship. One of them is reinventing themselves every day, breaking old beliefs, integrating trauma. The other thinks it's enough to not cheat, to not drink, and provide money. How long can they stay on the same frequency? How long can they stay together at all? Today's woman is a woman of a new era. She doesn't tolerate just because that's what a good woman does. She's not afraid of being alone because she's already been to the bottom and chose herself. And if you stay stuck, she will simply move on. Not out of spite, but out of love for herself. In 2010, you could pay your way out with money. In 2025, that doesn't fly anymore. Money is a resource, but it's not proof of maturity, not proof of safety, not proof of depth. Every second marriage ends in divorce. And that's not just a number, it's a mirror showing that couples stop speaking the same language. I posted a reel that said a woman who still cares yells, begs, pushes, expresses. A woman who no longer cares goes silent. It reached 750,000 views, over 500 comments. That was me. That was my marriage. I went quiet too. And that's not just poetic, it's the truth. A woman goes silent not because she's calm, but because she no longer sees the point in speaking. She's already spoken for years. She's already begged. She already stood emotionally naked in front of you, while you had no problems. Here is the hard truth. Women are carrying this planet's evolution. In my courses, 95% are women. Among my private clients, 80% are women. Not because they are more broken, but because they're done carrying everything themselves. The kids, and you, and all other things. So picture a couple again. One is healing, seeing blind spots, integrating trauma. The other says, "This is just who I am." But in 2025, just who I am doesn't hold anymore. Not next to a woman who is waking up. "I'm a good man" isn't a shield anymore. Because in this new world, being good doesn't mean the absence of harm. It means the presence of awareness. And I'm not saying this because I'm against men and not because I'm blindly on women's side. I'm on the side of relationships that are alive, where there is truth, growth, and space for two, not to survive, but to be real together. Because you know what I see too often? Couples who haven't divorced on paper, but emotionally, they're miles apart. Women who've stopped fighting, not because they're happy, but because they've stopped believing anyone's listening. Men who say, we're fine, while living with the woman who quietly buried all hope. Let me share one story from my practice. A woman came to me, mother of three, works in a clothing store. They moved to the US from Ukraine because she wanted a better life. He came along, but she initiated it. He drives for Uber. It's hard for him, new country, new language, culture, just shock. And that's okay, it's hard for everyone. But here is what happened. She started searching for tools to stay grounded, emotional regulation, support, healing trauma. He shut down. He felt resentful and unconsciously began to push back with, you brought me here, now carry me too. His tired eyes after work said, I gave everything, I owe nothing more. But she was exhausted too. She carried the kids, the house, the emotional climate. They broke up. It was painful for both of them. But she told me something I'll never forget. 5 years ago, I would have kept enduring, but now I just know I deserve more, and I somehow know that more is possible. So, what she really wants? She doesn't just want money. She doesn't just want security. Because without you by her side, none of that really matters. She wants you to be present in the moment, not just physically in the room. She wants you to feel her, not just nod in silence while pretending to listen. She wants you to stay when she's breaking, not run off to work, the gym, the news, Instagram, or your man cave silence. She wants you not to be afraid of her emotions because when you are not afraid, she becomes not afraid of your emptiness. And by emptiness, I mean a positive one, that man kind of emptiness. She doesn't want a perfect version of you. She wants the real you. She wants to feel that behind your body, behind your voice, there is life. There is presence. There is an inner world that doesn't shut down when things get hard. So here are some real life examples. He says, I do everything for you. She hears, I checked the boxes, I followed the list. Why aren't you happy yet? But what she really asked for wasn't a checklist. She asked for attunement. She says, I'm tired, it's hard. And he replies, everyone's tired, don't whine. You know what happens next? She shuts down. She silently concludes, I'm alone in this. And from that moment, she stops sharing her thoughts, stops voicing her desires, stops seeking connection. Not because she's fine, but because inside she's already walked out of the room of your relationship. She doesn't want your paycheck. She wants resonance. She wants her soul to not feel alone next to a living, breathing human. And this isn't about becoming her therapist. It's about being yourself, not armored, not in the mask of the man who can handle anything, but real. Because you know what kills desire more than anything? A lack of presence. And no, this doesn't mean you should quit your job and sit at home rubbing her steel balls with your fake empathy just because you've adapted and it's more convenient that way. This isn't about pity. It's not about fake tenderness while she carries the entire load alone. It's about two partners who are willing to go deep, heal their trauma, stop demanding, stop running, and start meeting each other in the truth. Choose dialogue, not silent resentment. Undress not just their bodies, but their souls. Because real relationships aren't about comfort, they're about growth together. Money matters, financial stability matters, material security is important, but it's no longer enough. In 2010, maybe. Back then, the old rules still worked. Oh, it's all good as long as there's food. He doesn't hit me, that's something. He earns, oh, well, good enough. But it's 2025 now. The reality has changed. Women have woken up. They no longer want to just survive. They want to live. And not alone, but with a partner who's evolving alongside her. So what is the true masculinity and presence in 2025? You can't give someone what you don't have inside. If you're disconnected from your own emotions, you won't be able to reach a woman's heart. If you fear your own feelings, you'll be terrified of her depth. If you don't understand yourself, you won't be able to hold her when she becomes real. True masculinity in 2025 isn't about control, it's about connection. There was a time when a man had to keep everything in. He wasn't allowed to cry or to be afraid because back then survival depended on suppression. But this isn't the 1800s. This is a new era. There is a new woman standing in front of you, and the old ways of keeping it together don't work anymore. Control is armor, presence is heart. And this is where modern masculinity lives. Not running away from discomfort, not shutting down when scared, not attacking when in pain, but instead saying, I don't know the right way, but I want to learn. Your emotions scare me because I don't know what to do with them, but I'm here. I didn't have this modeled growing up, but I'm ready to create it now. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing to be real. Presence isn't, I'm here, what more do you want? It's an energetic state. I'm present. I'm here. I hear you. I won't leave. A present man isn't a guru who's healed all his trauma. He's someone who knows he has a shadow, who doesn't avoid hard conversations, who stays open even when it hurts, who doesn't make his partner responsible for his emotional regulation. He doesn't say, you're provoking me. He asks, what's being triggered in me that I react this way? He doesn't say, because of you, I don't feel like a man. He admits, I've lost connection with myself and I want it back. He doesn't dismiss her emotions, doesn't complain, here come the tears again. He holds space, not to survive the storm, but to be her anchor, not her rescuer, not her victim, her partner. Presence is a vibration. You can't fake it. It's not replaced by flowers after a fight. It's not silenced by a trip to Italy to smooth things over. This isn't about, I gave you money, now leave me alone. This is about strength that can hold another's strength. Because a woman in her truth is powerful, and only a man in his own truth won't be afraid of her. Presence won't erase conflict, but it heals the space between you. That's when she finally relaxes, not because you forced it, but because for the first time, she trusts. So let's skip the drama and excuses. Just take an honest look in the mirror of your relationship. Not a year ago, not your honeymoon phase, right now in the last month. Have you been a partner from 2025, or are you still living as your 2010 self? Here's a quick test. Answer honestly, at least to yourself. So in the last 30 days, have you first planned a date? Not where should we go at 8:55 p.m., but actually planned it, initiated it, made it happen. It's not about the money, it's about initiative. It's like saying, you matter, I think about us. Second, listened without fixing. Not, so what's the problem? But I hear you. That hurts. I'm here. Most of the time, she doesn't need a solution. She needs space to be herself, raw and real, without filters. 3, done something without being asked. Not tell me what to do, but you noticed and you did it. It's not about chores, it's about attunement, the ability to see and act not after a fight, but ahead of time. 4, owned a mistake. Not you pushed me to this, but I overreacted. I'm really sorry. That's maturity. Your self-worth doesn't shrink when you apologize, it expands. 5, shared your own emotions. Not just, I'm fine, but I'm scared we're drifting apart. I don't know how to fix it yet, but I care. She's not waiting for a flawless hero. She's waiting for the real you. If you said yes to less than 3 questions, you are stuck in the 2010 man model. This isn't blame. This is your wake-up call. Because that old man could live on autopilot. But you know more now. You're living in a different era with a different woman, facing different expectations. And most importantly, you have a different potential. Because you can be the one she doesn't have to perform for, the one she doesn't have to beg, the one she doesn't have to go silent around. Because with you, she can just be and love freely. So the world has changed, and it's no longer waiting. Your good intentions don't create connection. Your "I'm trying" doesn't warm a heart. But here is the good news. If you're watching this video, something in you is already waking up. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be alive, present, willing to grow. And not for her, for yourself. Because while you are hesitating, someone else is already choosing to show up for real. In 2025, there is no room for comfortable, emotionally numb relationships. There is space for depth, for connection, for love that can hold truth. So drop this in the comments. I choose to be alive. If you're ready to stop surviving next to a woman and start living with her in one heart, in one reality. So now it's your turn to speak. If you're a man ready to rise in 2025, comment "I choose to grow." If you're a woman who wants a man from 2025, not 2010, comment "I want a real partner." And if this video hits something inside you, like it, so more people can get to see this message. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your partner, your friend, your dad, your brother. This video isn't about blame. It's about a chance. Because now is not the time to stay silent. Now is the time to rewrite the rules. And it starts with you.